Sunday. Another beautiful morning. Let's get this thing done. So yesterday, I took a day off yesterday after about 15 marathons. Morning. And it was a beautiful day off, which is so that I could just recuperate. So after 15 days of running a marathon every day, I recharged the battery so that I can continue again. So I'm back at it again this morning. I feel really refreshed. Yeah, I feel all that energy come back. And it's really funny. It's just, when I reached that number 15, plus being in tune with the universe also just tells you your body kind of just, all I just need is 24 hours of rest. And I was ready again. Yesterday it was supposed to rain hard here yesterday. So I decided, let me give Mother Nature its break and acknowledge it, let it do its thing, and just kind of just force myself to just sit, read, and watch a lot of different positive documentaries. So this path this morning, got another maybe like 14 miles or so to go, I don't know. But I'm really taking my time. I just roll the shoulders for 26 miles. The only thing I'm struggling with right now is how not to go over 26 miles. But other than that, this thing called energy, we're trying to attain consciousness, however you want to call it. So to be able to just be part of it, just watch nature. And that nature is also part of us. Another real funny thing is how the full moon is actually coming out in the next couple of days. That moon never fails, it always comes. And it never lets you down when it's time for it to come. The moon is extremely faithful, never. And sometimes in some of our intellectual, spiritual upbringing, a lot of letdown has transpired that many do not want to accept. So we just argue about it. But one full thing that has actually kept his faith is the moon and the sun. They never, ever not showed up. Even though we don't pay attention to it, because we all know when that sun is supposed to show up and the moon is supposed to show up. If it doesn't, we know definitely that there's something wrong. But consciously, even though we don't pay no attention to the moon, to the sun, we know it's going to be out there. I don't care how busy you are, or whatever you want to call it. Work full time, you just know at the back of your head that there's this thing called the moon, the sun, that's just going to be out. So however you look at it is a different thing. So whether you acknowledge it or don't, the existence of it, we all still know. So this is just one of those things that is just so unique about us human beings. So very funny. People look at you crazy for worshiping the moon or the sun, which is really, how do I say this? To say the word ignorant is glorification to me. But the true word for it is child's play. Because somebody can say, don't worship the moon, don't do this, don't do that, and that thing comes out every day, gives you food, all type of things. Because we love to eat. And if that sun doesn't shine on your crops or the moon, whatever energy that they did, if they do not shine on that crop, on all our cheeseburgers, should I say, on all those things, because mind you, the cows, they have to eat the grass. So if the sun do not shine on it, you know we are in trouble. So how we don't stand in front of the sun every day or every couple of days in front of the sun and the moon and say thank you, it's questionable. And I know a lot of people are going to quote on this. They want to bring up all the ideologies, which I call manipulation. But anyone who truly, the sense of nature will truly understand that this thing is just not something you can argue about. It is based on a silence mode. It's funny how I'd gone to, just go to a Burger King and see what I can get that is vegan friendly. So I kind of tried a plant-based diet or whatever it is. And there was a beautiful young lady at the back. And of course, I was just saying earlier that a lot of times the reason why people want to preach to you is because they have doubt in their faith. So trying to use the word called ministry to convince you to believe like they do is just fear, because truly they have a doubt which they cannot ask their leaders or the spiritual guardians or somebody around them. As I begin to conversate with her, and of course she brought up all the topic of if I believe in Jesus, which I kept quiet at, because those things I don't need to get involved in it, because words are very funny. You could say one thing and your action can also say another thing. So that's not really a big deal. So of course, as we begin to speak, she started preaching, and once I look at her in the eyes, I asked her, and this is what I actually said to her. I said, look, if you are a true Christian, you will really know, you truly understand that in the Bible, it did not tell you to eat animal products. Anyone that has really read the Bible correctly, the Bible specifically mentioned a lot of food called the royal food. So, and that's another debate on its own. So I can say this because this is a vegan page, so, and I'm not trying to offend anyone, but I always say this: a real Christian will not eat no animal products. And even though we don't want to say this, I don't know any of the scriptures that says, put a knife in a cow's neck and do all these things. But that's just another topic that most people do not want to discuss. So as far as the sacrificing part, yes, I can understand that one too. So basically, and I begin to speak to this young lady, and when you begin to feel that energy inside of you, look at that beautiful thing, your eyes become so clear. And I mean clear, but by the bags of her eyes. So I asked her if she drink or smoke, and of course she lied to me right there. But I knew deep down that, and the whole answer is, I became a Christian. And I always question why we cannot get along as just human beings. Why do we have to try to conform people into our own beliefs? I will never go and tell people Rumila this or Batala this. It's not a place, it's not something that I actually think of. But I do embrace every energy. And I would say this also, that when you truly look at this thing called energy, especially like the full moon that we're going to see today, every single person on the planet is going to see it. That one moon. If that's not a miracle, I don't know what is. So that was the thing that I was sort of thinking of. And it's just like when you started to become in tune, in line with yourself. And I always say this, that consciousness is what they call opportunity. It has nothing to do with how much paper you have, how much money you have. But the abilities to study the earth and be one with the earth has nothing to do with how you look or where you're from. All you have to do is train your mind. That's just basically simple principles. Train your mind. And we know it too, but there's just too much things that goes in our body that closes our subconscious mind. Whew. Beautiful incline. I'm climbing it. So, and that too much energy of chemicals and different food that comes up, that goes in our body, always makes us, what I call ego, is we try to justify it. I've never met anyone who's vegan who said yes, oh, I think I need to eat more chicken. But I will run into people that say, yeah, I need to eat more greens. You know, I always say that a lot. I need to eat more greens. So that, of course, it's all about quietness and individual choices. And I don't think anything is wrong with any food. It's whatever makes you whole. And it's all about that open-mindedness in spirituality, in studying who you are. Basically, that's what it's all about. And it's one of the reasons why I always take a picture of my bees, to embrace my Yoruba culture just the way I've embraced any other culture, because for many years, many centuries, man has come and took so much things about what it feels like to be a Yoruba person. We even have the word demons for it. It is so ingrained, even in the Africans themselves, that the more I begin to look at it, it really made me want to shy away from any other tradition. I don't even want to be part of it anymore, because for somebody to actually come and write and demonize another person's ideology, it's just so questionable these days. I even question a lot of Africans too, how a lot of the books that we read doesn't have a name that looks like ours in it. There's just no name in it. And I think it's all about embracing our own individual intellect. It is funny how, if you truly want to do your research and the true Yoruba identity, the Ifa culture and all that, some of the books will literally run you from $1,000 upwards. What kind of book will cost $30,000, $20,000 unless there's something in it? You could quote me wrong. You could go on Amazon and you will find books about the Yoruba tradition that will cost you $2,000 and upwards. And I'm just sitting there thinking, what the biscuit? Why is it that I can find any of the books very cheap, but anything that speaks about my tradition, my culture, is a price is put on it? And of course the excuse is they don't have enough prints yeah, it is okay. But at the end of the day, it's all love and all about recognition and acceptance. Every time I talk to my other friends, non-traditions, the questions I always get asked a lot is, how do you all? And to me, that just brings a stereotype that it just made me lose respect for most of these cultures, because anyone that think they have to come in and talk so bad about other people, and everybody does it, doesn't matter the color, black or white, African, they're very quick. And what was so funny is this beautiful lady that I was talking to, she's Hispanic. She can barely speak proper English, and English is my first language. And I asked her if she read the Bible. She said yeah, she read it in English. So my question is, how can you really understand English properly when English is your second language? I'm very proud of my Yoruba descent, but the first language I spoke was English. So I'm looking and thinking to myself, are you telling me, I'm not saying she doesn't understand it, but the fact that there's some language barriers in the book. There's some pronunciations that she's got to go look in the dictionary. And those are the things that I've noticed about being a traditionalist. And I think it's just time that people need to change that writing. I think the Yoruba people needs an apology, which will say sorry for disrespecting your culture and saying ours is better than yours. And it's even worse among the Yoruba people myself. That's why I don't even want to go among Nigerians anymore, because the moment I show an interest in my culture, the way they even look at me is just absolutely child play, that I can't even get angry. And you can't get angry, because if you get angry about it, you have not yet to truly understand who you are. But it's what I call a child play. Child play all day long. That's the word I use for it. Child play all day long. Yeah, because look at this incline. Let me cross over here. Look it all properly. Because the essence of everyone's tradition, regardless of what it is humbleness, kindness, and which is, in my language, we call it wakwale. So, and it's all about, man, it's a very unique number. I got to see what this thing means. 32. All right, that's a question. So I always catch these numbers. That's how I find that stuff. I'll Google the spiritual meaning of it. 32. And that's what everything is all about. And it's one of the reasons why I just do things my way. Because that word voodoo, I hear it so much. It's also becoming, I wouldn't say ignorant anymore. Ignorant is giving power to child play. I call it the child play. And even when I see an African who has a big mark on his face, denying the meaning of those marks, it's really funny now. I wish I had a mark on my face that will allow me to be who I am, where I'm from, just like anyone else who wear a suit and tie. I opposed it when I was little due to my ignorance and my upbringing. Now I truly wish I had my egba, mark on my face. But you know, that's just how I'm feeling this morning, and why I just, when I come out, I'm able to see differences in everything. Because yeah, I am from, as a matter of my descent, are from the Ogun State of Nigeria. You know, so In the Yoruba culture, this is what one of our deities does. Orunmila just jogs and runs everywhere. And to me, it really came out because I just want to do it. I just want to get up and go. Even my own traditional people laugh about it, but it's just that where I get so much energy from. I just want to get up and just move. So in the essence, I'm truly saying, yeah, Orunmila. This is just what it does right there. Just get up, jog everywhere. And we all know it too. But we spin the ignorance. I won't call it ignorance because that's giving power. We split on the child. We are split. We are embedded in our child play without even realizing it. So yes, ooh, look at this beautiful sky. Let me finish up this 26-mile meditative jog this morning. When I'm on my feet like this, it's like this energy that I can feel. I cannot explain it, but yes, it's there. And let us continue to embrace who we are individually. Whew. Let me slow down here so that I can finish up this thing. I'm actually coming to a busy intersection right now, so I got to just slow down. You see, I'm just stroll. I'll probably be about 5.5 hours, 6 hours on my feet today. Literally been doing that every day, really. And mind you, I don't take any medicine. I don't take no pills, no nothing. I just breathe into the body and just go. That's all I've been doing. So yes, happy Sunday. And to all the Egba people, it's funny when people call from Nigeria and I started talking like, they look in their faces. I never forget my root. So when I don't forget my roots, me express, me respect other people's tradition. But when you don't know who you are, you disrespect others. One love.